Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today we're looking at the price point of $600. Right now we are mid-September. Prices are great for PCs right now all around for CPUs and GPUs. So let's get right into it. For the first point of the build, I chose the AMD Ryzen 5, the 1600. This is the 6-core version, 3.2 gigahertz. So you're going to be getting a pretty quick processor. Also, you're going to be getting that 2 extra cores rather than the regular quad-core processor. So you're going to really have a lot more power. And this CPU is especially good if you're planning on streaming as well as gaming. Also editing. It's good for processing video and stuff like that. So this is a great CPU. It's coming in right at $150 on Amazon right now, which I think it's a really good deal to find a CPU this powerful for this price. The second is the motherboard. It's just a random gigabyte motherboard. Not gonna lie, at this price point, again, I'm not gonna be going all out baller for the motherboard. It's only $50. It does the job. 32 gigabyte max memory support. It supports RAID if you want those multiple hard drives. No crossfire or no SLI for this motherboard, but what can you expect? It's just a budget motherboard. $50. You're not going to be getting that much. It just does the job. For the RAM, I actually went with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, I was actually able to fit 16 gigabytes of RAM in this build. So at this price point, I think it's important to fit more than 8 gigabytes of RAM, especially with these newer games like Forza coming out that are actually recommending you to have 12 plus gigabytes of RAM. So I went with 16 gigabytes. This is for $125. I honestly think it's a really good deal for what it is. I think it's a good price. With the RAM being at 2400 megahertz speeds, it's pretty good. I'm sure you can overclock it a little bit too. So I think it's a really good price for $125 right now on Newegg. Next, I went for the hard drive. Not gonna lie, I cheaped out a little bit over here. I went with the $20 500 gigabyte Seagate hard drive. The reason I went less is so we have more money to spend on RAM and the graphics card. I think you can do with 500 gigabytes, and if you can't do it for now, at least you could do it later in the future. You can just upgrade and get another 500 gigabyte or just get a terabyte hard drive. It's not really a big deal. They're only like $40-50. You can even fit it in this one if you have some extra cash left over, honestly. Next, for the graphics card, this is a big part of this build. Right now on Newegg, they have a GTX 1060 3 gigabyte version. This is the WindForce overclocked version, so it comes with the good cooling with the 2 fans. There's a $20 mail-in rebate, so this card is $205. A GTX 1060, even though it's a 3 gigabyte version, a GTX 1060 for $205 is a really good deal in my opinion, and I think you guys should really pick this up for this price point. It's pretty good, and it's a beast of a card, to be honest, especially for this price point. Next, for the power supply, I just went with the regular EVGA, the 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. This power supply is great for the GTX cards because it has the PCI power cords, and it's only $32. For $32, you're getting a 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified power supply, which I think is pretty good, and it's an EVGA brand power supply, so it's not going to be giving out on you. So I think it's a good choice. Last but not least, again, with all my builds, this is the case. So the case at the end of the day is all your decision, as long as you just stay within the price point you want to pay for one. I don't think you should pay over $50 for one. This one's for $31, and this one is a really good looking case. It has the big glass side panel, and it's a Cooler Master one, so it's pretty nice too. And I'm pretty sure that little red line, you can also exchange it for different colors. A couple of benchmarks for this PC that you should be expecting: for Fortnite, you should be able to get easily over 120 FPS for all medium settings, 1080p, and if you want to bump everything down to low, you should easily crack 150 160 FPS even on 1080p. So this is definitely a good PC build, especially for Fortnite and future games, also because it's future proof with that 16 gigabytes of RAM. So if you want to play the new COD or the Forza that are coming out soon, I think this build will be perfect. So if you enjoyed, please drop me a like, leave me a comment on what price point you think I should do next, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.